playing tonight. He led them admirably, as did Scott McIver and Craig Potter, who's out injured tonight.
So New South Wales go to the right. David Howland holds the ball aloft. He's working with Peter Cameron tonight. So the first bounce in this historic match, the very first State of Origin clash between these two states, and Steve Wern gets the first kick, a left-footer towards centre half forward, taken by Powell, who's struggled a bit for Richmond this year. A sweeping handball to Lawson, who had an excellent game against the Bears on Friday night. His kick towards half forward, but a good mark in the front, and that's taken by Lynn. Now Tony Lynn's from Central Districts.
And as we predicted, they've left Jason Dunstall one out up in the forward line. Peter McKenna thought that was the way to go, and it appears Norm Dare's got similar thoughts.
Yes, there's Carlson bringing it towards the half-forward line. Good thinking it is. There's Mickey Gafer getting it across to Bernard Tui, I should say. Tui to the half-forward line. Brownless the flyer, but the Bears players, or not Bears, Queensland, there's a trap already. There's a hand pass coming across to Jason Cotter. Cotter wide. Troy Clark races after it with Tim Powell. Powell to the half-back line and then taps it to the line, and the Richmond utility player puts it over.
Yes, he struggled a little this year, Powell. Was outstanding in that match when New South Wales defeated Victoria. Coleman being interfered with, I expect, there from Grimley.
And I said it before the game that Coleman, of course, played on Sunday, so not much preparation for Glenn.
Yes, in Western Australia with West Coast against Footscray. He's kicked towards half forward. Terry Danaher was the target. Higgins sat and waited and knocked away from him and by Steve Wern.
Of course, a medal has been struck in Terry Danaher's honour, Bruce, for the best on ground here, which is once again the starting of a real tradition.
Well, if he gets a lot of kicks, he might be the man to win his own medal.
Hope he's not voting for it.
Early days yet. Carlson went to ground.
And two Geelong teammates contesting the hit out then. Of course, Steve Handley and Billy Brownless.
And they're the team that is really on fire in the AFL with their record-breaking performance a couple of weeks ago at Carrara. Brownless, good tap. Nice take, though, by Cotter. Cotter from Southport goes towards half-forward. Tui provides the shepherding for his teammate and Coleman. No free kick there. Tui over the top. Left-hand handball was very good to Powell. Has been prominent in the first term. Straight down the corridor. Brownless the target. Outnumbered in the end. Gets a second opportunity. Switches a handball, but left foot kick away from... might have been Corey Bell. No, it was McClucky who playing on the centre wing. Here's Troy Clark. Now Coleman with a bit of dash from half-back. Short pass is okay. It sits... and away goes Page, the North Melbourne player.
That was Tui putting a good hip and shoulder on. Here's Scotty McIver, very highly skilled player, known for his handball. That was good play too as he got it further across to Tony Lynn. Lynn to the half-forward line, some holding going on. It'll go the way of Queenslander Jason Cotter.
And a 50-metre penalty here, Peter.
Well, this will be a gift goal. Well, he deserved it. He was held, but the 50-metre penalty will put him right on the line. So the first goal, no doubt, coming up here to Queensland.
Yes, Peter Cameron, the umpire, was right on the spot there, and a good decision, particularly early in the game.
A kick and a goal.
Goal Queensland, New South Wales yet to score. Tap one by Handley. Barrich goes in. And again, it'll be a ball up. So good start for Queensland with Cotter scoring the goal. What a matchup it's going to be. You mentioned Dunstall, one out against Anthony Danaher, Jared. The two of the very best in the competition, head-to-head.
Yes, Tony Danaher, all-Australian full-back against the best full-forward in the competition.
Well, here's little Jamie Lawson. They love him up here in New South Wales. The lead is on. Racing after it for New South Wales. Number 24 is Michael Werner, the Essendon player, still there. Oh, diving in after it was Troy Gray, who played such a great game last week for the Swans.
And should be a good battle at the other end of the ground. For New South Wales, we've got John Longmire, of course, who kicked 8 goals against Victoria 2 years ago. He's up against Simon Lewis, an inexperienced player, but one who showed last year that he lives for these State of Origin contests.
Stephen Handley versus Terry Danaher, the young and the experienced. Here's a chance, kicking around the corner. He's doing well so far, Tony Lynn. To the half-back line. Racing at it is Michael Gafer, and the Collingwood back pocket player takes it over the line.
Well, it was quite predictable, the tactics that Norm Dare would implement tonight. He's only got one player other than Jason Dunstall on the forward line, and that's Rod Willits at centre-half forward. So they're obviously trying to crowd New South Wales out.
Kelly trying to barge through, unable to do so. There's Dennis Carroll, who's played very well in the last 2 or 3 weeks since being shifted to the centre. Captain of Sydney since 1986 and vice-captain tonight behind Terry Danaher for New South Wales. Stephen Wern over the top of the ball, and Peter Cameron, who's one of the most experienced AFL umpires to take charge.
Well, I was just wondering whether Dennis Carroll will ever get a chance to captain this New South Wales side, because Terry Danaher just keeps going on and on.
He's 34, Gerard, and Carroll's 31. Higgins with a short kick off the ground by McCluckey. Didn't really go anywhere. Gibson tried to get hold of it. Simpson tried to crash his way through. Loose ball going to ground there. No free kick to McCluckey. Yes, it is going to be a free kick to Steve McCluckey, the 19-year-old from the Brisbane Bears, who's been very, very good this season. It's his debut year, and he's played 6 games. Over to David Wern, to Simpson. Short left foot kick. Now Gibson outnumbered here. At the back was Barrich, the West Coast Eagles, so they've come from everywhere. No free kick there to Page. Barrich, and off Gibson, but not out on the full.
Pushing the back.
Going to New South Wales and going to Barrich. Interchange coming up. Corey Bell coming off on rather for Jason Cotter. So a change there. In fact, coming on is Robbie Jones. Kick towards centre half forward. Brownless. Smothered well there by Steve Wern. Quick kick away by McCluckey towards half forward. Will it sit for Coleman? Doesn't get a good bounce and makes a bit of a meal of it in the end and runs it out of play.
Yes, Robbie Jones was a late inclusion today with the injury to Tim Perkins. In came Jones, which was a great opportunity for the young boy.
Yes, we saw him before the game. He's very keyed up. There's Glenn Coleman, the big punchway. Darren Carlson is a pretty good player too, Darren, now playing in South Australia, but played with the Bears. Michael Gafer brought down from behind. There's Paul Kelly, what a fine player he's been for the Swans, and he's one of my favourite players, Gerard. Paul Kelly, I
There's
reckon.
no doubt about that. You give him a rap every time, but he deserves them. His form this year has been terrific. 3rd in the best and fairest last year, but I'm impressed with the way Queensland are hunting in numbers. They really are blocking up New South Wales, not allowing them to run.
Right there, Gerard. And hope they can keep it up for the whole game. Oh, that was almost a free kick to Queensland. There's Mick Gafer again to centre wing. Danaher tries to shuffle it on. Here's a quick hand pass out from Holmes. Now Jamie Lawson. Lawson the full forward, long mark. Oh, almost a good mark. It was a top lead. Lynn again trying to get it to Handley, a very mobile man, Handley. Now a chance for New South Wales. That's Andrew Thompson, but they're doing it well. McCluckey, the short kick. Further fielder Lynn, who's having a good game, and Lynn to the half-forward line. It's all New South Wales, and Michael Gafer takes it.
Poor kick from Lynn. He had a couple of options up forward, but blasted away with the long kick straight back to New South Wales.
Page off Gafer with a high one. Handley well played at the back. Here's Stephen Wern. Scott McIver. Just too far there for Willits, the Subiaco player. Handball by Gafer. Anthony Danaher looks for Barrich, and over the top of Barrich, and also Carlson, and it'll be a throw in at half forward. And Queensland leading by the solitary goal kicked by Jason Cotter, who's now on the interchange.
Almost at half forward for Queensland. The big thump over the back was from Grimley. Number 20 for Queensland, Jason Grimley. And his brother played a number of games. His brother was Brett, played another number of games for Fitzroy. And was a pretty tough, hard play. Well, it's a free kick against Coleman. It will go to Grimley.
A bit undisciplined there, I thought. This should be a real opportunity for Glenn Coleman to produce his best on the ball.
Dunstall and Danaher. Danaher did that very well. Dunstall can't trap it. Goes to ground. Still Queensland battle hard at half forward. It's almost a throw as they're hunting in packs. Here's a chance for a wild hand pass from Troy Clark. Oh, Gavin Krasiska hits the fence very, very hard. And that boundary line here, Bruce, very close to the fence.
Have a look at this, Gerard.
Yes, on replay we see that Darren Holmes gives the Krasiska a bit of a shove. Could well have been a free kick.
Coleman in the front spot. Troy Clark snap across the face of goal and out on the full. Just thinking a moment ago, Jared, 5 days, 6 days, a long time in footy. 83,000 at the MCG for Krasiska last week. Put the arms up when he kicked the first goal for Collingwood. He's playing for Queensland tonight. There's a kick to Coleman.
Was a great goal too.
And Glenn Coleman with pace. Oh, talking about pace, there's Lawson. Now Dennis Carroll is normally a long kick. There he goes to Brownless. Billy Brownless ducks back and takes a good mark. Billy will kick from 45 metres, and no doubt about the distance, Gerard.
Yes, there will only be a question of accuracy. But here we see Brownless. He had the sit on Michael Gibson. Cooperoo, centre-half back.
So Brownless, beautiful kick for a goal.
Tying it up, Kelly unable to get a kick away. And Peter Cameron to take charge. So Brownless has kicked 15 goals in his 5 matches this season. Part of the most potent forward line in the AFL at Geelong. Speaking of Geelong, Hanley gets the tap. Free kick looks like to Simpson. Swings a handball wide to Wern. This is Stephen Wern. Left foot goes for goal. Good kick. It could bounce. It does. Hits the post, and maybe on reflection Rod Willett should have taken the mark.
Well, I think even further on reflection, that kick should have been a pass to Willett. So I think that it was the long bomb at goal. Perhaps Willips could have made the longer yards and got there.
Anthony Danaher from full-back. He's got the huge job on Dunstall. Beautiful kick to the centre of the ground. It's a loose ball to Handley. On to McIver, but in the meantime there was a push out. It will come back, and it'll be a New South Wales kick. And it will be taken by Darren Holmes. Very quick player. Holmes, recruited from Albury, up towards the half-forward line. It clears the pack. Tui lopes after it. Scotty McIver off the ground. Good thinking. And I don't think either of those players would win a Stawell gift.
No, bit of a dangerous tactic kicking off the ground there from McIver. Could well have gone out in the full, but he towed it nicely. Made it bounce just inside the line.
Hanley and Brownless. Terry Danaher. Kennedy. Tackled by Kelly, and it'll be a bounce down.
Well, New South Wales have got Glenn Coleman lurking across the wing here, a kick behind the play, and Glenn, with his athleticism, should pick up a multiplicity of possessions tonight.
Glad you said that. Brownless and Hanley off the ground by Wern. Good hip and shoulder on Thompson there, very fair. Nice take by Clark. Little left footer around the body. Mark taken there by Jones. He's the rover from Southport that Gerard spoke about earlier, getting his chance tonight. Not a particularly good kick, Gafer. Awkward one, but he took it as you'd expect the Collingwood tagger to take it. Terry Danaher, his target. And Gray coming in from the side. Slight misunderstanding. Barrich is there with Hanley. Left foot by McIver, who'd be out to impress tonight, around the body. And well played by Coleman. It was a bit like David and Goliath there for a moment. Coleman on Clark, and another interchange. Cotter and Jones, so they're running their Rovers off the bench.
Centre wing. Point the margin. Queensland lead. Some holding going on again. Grimley appealing for the free kick. Umpire will probably come. No, he won't. It goes clear to Higgins, who was held. Good umpiring, Peter Cameron, to see that in the middle of the pack. And a very experienced umpire.
They've both been on the ball tonight. Let's hope it continues.
Well, this is Leon Higgins. Beautiful kick normally on that left foot. He and Mark Bayes, two of the best kicks for the Swans. Now here's Werner showing a bit of skill. Left foot, a good kick too. Sets it up for Longmire. Longmire trying 2 bites at it. Danaher goes to ground. Back on the ground is Cotter. Loses it to Longmire. Longmire around the corner. And John Longmire has goal.
Simpson takes it out of the centre, looking for Willets. Tui at the back. Now Gafer. Very good defence here. Swinging handball there by Danaher. Another handball by Holmes to Gafer. Gafer goes very short and finds Terry Danaher, the captain. Back to Page. He's had a few touches. The North Melbourne player has been in the reserves for most of this season. Tap on by Kennedy. And running it out is Lynn, the Central Districts player, ex-Morningside.
Yeah, Glenn Page has been an emergency for the last couple of weeks, so he's not far from senior selection at North Melbourne after being a Swans player for the last few years.
Brownless and Handley. Handley won it. He's an impressive player, and not only does he get first touch of the ball a lot, he's very mobile and he goes in after it. So there's a second option there. Again, Handley and Brownless tapped down, and then ended up with Krasiska. It's at half-back for Queensland. Pack of players in after it. Peter Cameron looking from side on. Here they go. McCluckey up towards centre wing. Tui. Number 26 for Queensland is Rod Willits. But Tui, greatly experienced player, and taps it round the line.
He's played 230 games now, Tui. 94 of them with Geelong, 129 of them at Sydney. And now getting towards the end. He's only 29. He's with Footscray. And an excellent player. Gerard played a lot of his footy with him. Tap off by Kelly. Here's Cotter, just bundled out of it. Steve Wern, free kick going to Cotter. Rover, who kicked the opening goal, and as Peter told you, won the Grogan medal in the QAFL.
The rain really starting to tumble down here. Can get very heavy in Sydney, but there's been a bit of precipitation all day. Hasn't really had any effect on the ground, and we know this ground can take a lot of water.
Jason Grimley, way out at half forward. He's getting back onto Dunstall.
Didn't affect your golf game today, Peter.
The kick into the half-forward line, and the mark has been taken. Good lead by Dunstall now. The man who kicked 17 goals against Richmond, this Hawthorn champion, is on the boundary line. Oh, difficult kick. He's about 45 metres from goal, right on the line. He's looking across, but he wouldn't write off a champion from there. There's the kick, a little bit to the right, and 1 point only. There he is. That's his first kick. 2 goals straight, plays 1-2. And let's hope Jason's in for a big night.
Well, it's great to see him here actually playing, because he was in doubt. Evidently he was going to have a heel operation, a spur there. But Hawthorn and himself have decided that tonight is more important, and the heel spur can wait.
Ben Stewart's quick kick. That's Ian Stewart's son. 3 times a Brownlow medalist. The handball by Danaher, good. Lawson's handball, excellent to Powell. Powell towards centre wing. Danaher in the front, McIver at the back. Hanley, the handball. Back to Gibson. Left foot to centre half forward. Higgins in the right spot. Excellent mark. This is called rebound footy. Take a mark like that and go away. The kick to Billy Brownless. Even Big Billy couldn't quite stretch. Well played, long wide to keep it in front of Lewis. Could use Brownless. The handball not particularly good. Brownless gets it back. A good tackle by Gibson, and also Lewis, and another excellent tackle by the New South Wales forward. And it'll be a ball up.
Good umpiring, though, wasn't it? Because that ball was held right in against his body.
Gray putting the tackle on. You can see the rain tumbling down here at the SCG. New South Wales in attack, and they lead 12-8.
Close to the boundary line, as there's Cotter in after it again. And Wern. Cotter. Around the corner he goes to centre wing, but Tim Powell having a good quarter has mark. Powell in towards half forward, and the mark has been taken by Werner. Michael Werner, off he goes, runs around the man on the mark, and from 50 metres he bombs away a goal for a tremendous goal.
13-8. Some great play there by Werner. Left foot by Carroll. Young Thompson unable to take that one. There's Gibson. Carlson, the left foot to centre wing. Willits tapping it in front of him. Cotter with him, Tui, just worrying him out. Taken by Willits. The tackle on him is a good one by Tui. And
free kick now.
Going to Willits against Tui. Originally it was going to be a ball up, but Bernard just manhandling a little after the play.
That's not like Bernard Tui, is it, Gerard?
No, he doesn't like getting any interest whatsoever.
Well, the kicker, dangerous kick, bad kick. Allows Werner in, but it was a poor hand pass. Gibson, Kennedy, McIver. Let's see what they can do this time. Oh, bad kick. Scotty McIver straight to Mick Gaper. He's having a good quarter. He's enjoying not tagging. Lawson. Hand pass over the top was from Glenn Page. He's looking for Troy Gray. Here's Tim Powell again, dispossessed, taps it on. McCluckey goes to the line, and Jamie Lawson helps him on his way. It'll be a throw-in.
And Leon Higgins, I just see him down there in the hands of the New South Wales physiotherapist Doug Coleman, appears to have strained a hamstring muscle. And Matthew Wheeler's come on to replace him.
Well, gee, the Swans have had no luck with injuries this year, and if Higgins goes as well tonight, it'll be a body blow to them. They've got a long list of injuries. And they've got Richmond on Sunday, and a win there will put them close to the 6. That was Ben Stewart in the screen. The son of the former great from St Kilda and Richmond. Krasiska, who's been unsighted tonight. Left foot by Clark round the body. Lawson, as Gerard calls him, Speedy Gonzalez. Long kick, gets a bit of distance to Longmire. Got rid of Lewis at the right time. Still Longmire. Goes across the ground. A bit too far for Tui, but not far enough for Brownless. It was just perfect in the end. Able to slide there and take the mark. And you back him in from here, Gerard, to kick from just over 50.
Without any question at all. Better play from Longmire. Looking for a surer option at goal. And he had 2 there. And Billy Brownless finishes it with a goal.
We're back in the centre. Handley gets it down to Krasiska. He's caught. That could be holding the ball. Yes, umpires have not missed a beat. They're right on the ball. Peter Cameron and David Howlett.
One of the best tacklers in the business,
yes,
this player.
Very strong in the upper body. And Mick Gaifer's playing a good game over to Wheeler. Here's Glenn Coleman with a bit of agility. Looking for a hand pass. Mick Gaifer's going to have a shot, I think. No, he's not. He's going to bring it into the pocket. Longmire, a good pickup. He's starting to get back into form. Darren Carlson loses it to Werner. Werner races into goal, puts it across the face and over the fence and out on the full.
Well, it was a great interception from Werner there. Carlson went for the handball. Was nonplussed when Werner ran away from it. He could have almost run into an open goal. Elected to kick from 20 and paid the price across the face and out in the full.
McIver, McClucky the target. Good mark by McClucky.
He's a goer, isn't he?
He is. He reminds you a bit of Ashcroft, doesn't he? A year or 2 younger, and they've both got excellent futures. Cotter, little rover from centre half back. Gaifer, who, as Peter McKenna said, is enlightened by the fact that he's not tagging tonight and really enjoying himself.
And it'd be good to see there's Tui kicking into half forward, but I'd like to see Michael Gaifer attack the ball more. It's way out at half forward. And number 13, you see there is Glenn Page. Now he's looking across for an option, and he's found it. And Dennis Carroll, the captain of the Swans. Carroll will almost roost this down towards the square. Now he's kicking it wide. He can see a lead. There it is. Brownless can't mark. Longmire. Umpire calls play on as at half forward. A quick kick. I think it was Terry Danaher with a kick, and he has missed it to the right. Cameron Williams is down on the ground. What's the report, Cameron?
Yes, Leon Higgins has damaged his hamstring. How badly, no one is quite sure, but it's just a little twinge. They've strapped it with ice, and it's unlikely that they'll risk him again tonight.
McIver's kick to a half-back, looking for Lewis, and over the line. So New South Wales, after a slow start, have established some sort of superiority here at 25-8. Longmire doing some ruck work here with Hanley. Carroll comes over the top. Page, who's been prominent, round the corner, out on the full.
I think there is a little breeze going that end. It would be, as we said before the game, a 2 or 3 goal breeze. So they're certainly kicking a lot further to the right of screen.
Here's Carlson, who kicks that very well into a slight breeze to centre wing. Kelly, the tackle on him by Wern. There's Simpson, the West Adelaide player. Goes back to Cotter, who's had a lot of kicks. Runs his full measure, then goes to half forward. Willits and Tui. Tui's been very solid in defence. Powell, who's been excellent. Oh, very good kick to Coleman. Under a bit of pressure, and he hit him lace out at centre wing. Coleman, who knows this ground very well. High one to half forward. Terry Danaher underneath him. Should get a free kick.
Yep.
Hanley riding him in the back. And in fact,
the other way.
Going to Queensland. Well, unless Hanley had been interfered with, I don't know, but let's have a look at this again, Joe. Well, if Danaher didn't get a free kick, then I'll go, hey.
Should have been Danaher's kick.
Definitely, anyway. Gibson.
Well, the umpire certainly won't win the medal after that one.
No. Must have seen something we didn't. Here's Michael Gibson, former Fitzroy and Bears player, to centre wing. It's socket off the ground, but it was touched. So it'll be a throw-in. Right in front of our commentary area. 4-1 to 1-2. Handley again against Coleman. Coleman in front. Taps it down. Barrage with a quick hand pass. And Darren Carlson takes it to the line.
And it's interesting to see certain idiosyncrasies at each ground. You'll hear the New South Wales or Swans crowd here hoot every time the umpire arches his back.
Centre wing. Hanley, Coleman. The free kick didn't seem to be a lot in that. Coleman to the pocket. Danaher in front. Thumped away back towards the half-forward line. Barrich loses it in the tackle. And it's over the line. Throw in at half-forward.
The Fitzroy supporters used to give Roos the old roo. The Swan supporters give the umpire the hoot.
We hear it loud and clear. Brownless against Hanley. Kelly, the tackle on him okay. Werner round the body. Gibson. Longmire trying to give Terry Danaher the opportunity. He does, and TD goes for goal and kicks it. The old marvel. Started in 76. Kicks his first. 5-1 to 1-2.
Here's the replay. A good centering kick. Unfortunately eludes Gibson. But here's the grandfather of this New South Wales side. Terry Danaher is an institution in AFL football. There's songs written about him and his family. And he's been a great example of what New South Wales can produce.
And as he was congratulated, he would have said, "She'll be right, mate." That's how he not. Lawson. Back it comes to Paul Kelly. For the half-on. Oh, this could be dangerous. Now it's Lurs. Lurs should go to the line here. Well, he disguised that well. And it will be a throw-in.
Queensland really need Gavin Krasiska to get into this game. They're not getting any drive out of that centre. He's one of their big-name players.
Captaining the team tonight with Jason Tunstall as vice-captain. The handball by Simpson. Hanley unable to crash his way through. Siren sounds for quarter time. The New South Wales leads 5-1, 31. Queensland 1-2-8.